In this video, I want to go over literally everything to know about Modern Warfare 3 Zombies' gameplay. Now, I have previously posted a video where I went very in depth on pretty much everything, but this video is going to be more to the point and just cover the very basics. For a more in-depth explanation, I will leave a link to my prior video in this video's description. Now, I want to give a huge thank you to Zebra30HD over on the Call of Duty Zombies subreddit because they have provided a very concise and to the point summary of literally everything to know about this mode before we jump in, because we are literally a couple weeks away from launch now, which is very exciting that we're finally going to be able to play it and get our first interpretations on the mode. I will leave a link to the Reddit post down in this video's description if you want to read everything for yourself, but without further ado, let's jump straight into it. And I do want to say that we're basically just going to read this so you can interpret it for yourself. And he has compiled this massive list from the YouTubers who played the game early, Call of Duty Next, different interviews that Treyarch have done. This is a collaboration of everything. So obviously the official description says, for the first time in Call of Duty history, Zombies is coming to the Modern Warfare universe in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, developed by Treyarch in collaboration with Sledgehammer Games, Hyman Studios. Modern Warfare Zombies is a signature, cooperative experience that challenges players to team up with other squads to fight and fight massive hordes of the undead in the largest Call of Duty Zombies map ever, played on Urzikstan of course. For the story, an emergency contingency plan put into action by the CIA, Operation Deadbolt was created in the aftermath of the outbreak events witnessed by Requiem operatives during the events of Black Ops Cold War. SSO Laswell is given the job of prepping the plan, placing SSO Selma Green on the ground as the de facto commander of the operation. When the team arrives at the exclusion zone alongside Soap and Ravenov, a few weeks have elapsed since the events shown in the first part of course, the intro cutscene, where Viktor Zakhaev, somehow still alive, managed to obtain Ethereum canisters underneath a hotel in Urzikstan and use them to get away from the police to start a zombie outbreak. As a member of the team, your operator joins other multinational operators to counter the threat posed by the exclusion zone, all running under the basic tenets of Operation Deadbolt. Nothing gets in, nothing gets out. So these are all of the characters that are going to be in the mode, and they will talk on radio transmission similar to Cold War Zombies that you will be hearing talk to you throughout your game. We have Kapoor, Green, Miller, Jansen, Dobbs, Barrera, Ravenov, Fang, Laswell, and also Soap McTavish. Now, apparently there's going to be some other characters that will show up in the story, some surprise ones, maybe some returning characters from Cold War. Now, these are all of the achievements. So we have, and so it begins, successfully exfil in Modern Warfare Zombies, back from the dead, reclaim your gear from a tombstone in Modern Warfare Zombies, since Tombstone is back as a perk, and it will place a tombstone icon on the map, and you'll be able to collect it in your next game to get all of your loot. Conqueror defeats Warlord in Modern Warfare Zombies, Gravestone on Urzikstan, kill 100 zombies with a vehicle in a single deployment in Modern Warfare Zombies, Helpful Stranger, revive a player from a different squad in Modern Warfare Zombies, Hired Gun, complete 20 contracts, 1 against all, kill Orcus in Modern Warfare Zombies, which I think is going to be one of the Warlords, Perkaholic, have 9 perks active at the same time, since you can have all of the 9 perks, which I'll go over in a second. Just like in Cold War and Vanguard, there's no perk limit, but there's no mule kick in this game because you're going to be able to get 3 different weapons with a large or medium backpack. We have Seeing Red, complete 5 contracts in the high threat zone in a single deployment, Slaughterhouse, kill 50,000 total enemies, Write Off, get 500 kills using an assured weapon, You Can Pet the Dog, Pet a Hellhounds, yes, just like in Cold War Zombies, you can pet the Hellhounds. The End, complete Act 3, there's 3 different acts of contracts / missions you can do. At the end of each act, you'll get teleported to a smaller section of the map / a new entirely section just for this quest. This isn't going to be an Easter egg per se, this is going to be how the story is told before the Easter egg is added, and there will be new missions added post-launch, and there's going to be 3 different cutscenes, one at the end of each act, and that'll tell the story ahead of the main Easter egg. And I guess as future missions get added in the seasonal content, there'll probably be new cutscenes you can unlock. In terms of the main Modern Warfare 3 Zombies features and the gameplay loop explained, so you start every match on the outside or the outskirts of Urzikstan. During each game session, you can do a multitude of things. There are 3 different tiers or circles on the map. So Circle 1 is the outer edge, which is around round 1 to 10 difficulty of traditional zombies. Circle 2, which is in the middle, is round 25 to 35 difficulty. And finally, the Circle 3, the center of the map, where Zakhaev threw the Ethereum canister, is about round 55 difficulty zombies. So you will need to be very prepared before entering these zones, which is why you're probably going to have to play games first to be able to successfully exfil, to get good loot in your game so you're able to enter these zones. Each tier scales rewards and loot. The harder the world tier, the better the reward will be. This includes schematics, weapons, loot, etc. Each tier scales in weapon rarity as well for ball buys and mystery box. Weapons. The Pack-a-Punch works unique in each tier as well. So in the first zone is going to be where tier 1 Pack-a-Punch is, tier 2 will be in the tier 2 zone obviously, and tier 3 will be in the tier 3 zone. So you literally need to enter these zones to be able to get to fully Pack-a-Punched. Pack-a-Punch costs 5,000 for tier 1, 10,000 for tier 2, 15,000 for tier 3. You can play in squads of 3 but can join other squads to the max of 6 if you assimilate. You can also work together with the other players in your sessions to form an even bigger squad to tackle bigger challenges on the world, since there is going to be a final boss, which is the Gargant, which is this giant worm, and this is, I think, you need to fight before the end of the game, before you exfil. It's going to be a world boss, and apparently it's going to be so difficult, so you'll need all of your teams working together to take it out. You will have 1 to 2 hours during each session of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. Players have 45 minutes until the Aether storm begins to expand. Once the storm starts expanding, you have 15 minutes to exfil. Once the Aether storm has engulfed an exfil location, you can no longer extract here. Plan accordingly to make it out of the match with your loot. So yeah, there's 1 hour game session normally, with the first 45 minutes before the Aether storm starts expanding from the center of the map in the tier 3 zone, pushing you to the outskirts so that you can exfil on a helicopter. If you do not exfil, you will die. Players slowly take damage inside the Aether storm, regardless of its expansion. If you are running from the storm and get caught inside, you can exit to regenerate your health and then extract out. You'll want to move quickly, as the Aether storm will buff enemies inside its perimeter. So yes, the zombies will be more difficult inside it, and there is a gas mask as well, so you can survive longer within the storm. Players who embark on special private story missions will have an hour to complete it, so this effectively allows players to extend the play session beyond an hour, which has been creating some confusion in the community. Players will need to extract at the end of a story mission. So yeah, you can extend your game by doing these private story missions, which take an hour to complete. You still need to exfil at the end. However, it seems like these are one and done things. They're not really repeatable, so whilst you can theoretically extend your game session, it's kind of not really, since it's just for these story missions. And even then, because of course you get pushed to exfil after 45 minutes when the Aether storm begins expanding, you can probably only start this mission within the first half an hour of a game or so you probably can't get up to a full 2-hour session, maybe up to an hour and a half or so. At the end of each game session, you will exfil with everything that you got during your game. This includes schematics, weapon cases, essence, etc. During exfil, it's said that zombies will climb onto the helicopter and attack you for one last showdown, similar, I guess, to the transit bursts. Now, in terms of the perks, like I said, there's 9 of them. We have Juggernog back, which increases your health, I believe, from 150 to 250, speed collar to reload faster, quick revive, which will allow you to revive your teammates faster. It doesn't seem like you can regenerate your health faster, unfortunately. Stamina up to run faster, elemental pop to have different AATs when you are shooting your weapon at random after different successions. We have Deadshot Daiquiri. We don't know exactly what this does in this game, but it's probably like prior games where it allows you to snap onto the heads and maybe increased headshot damage. PhD Flopper. This is classic PhD Flopper, not slider, which will allow you to dolphin dive to do a massive purple explosion. We actually see this in the gameplay. We have Death Perception, which will allow you to see different things through walls, and it will highlight icons for where everything is on the map, so you can see where the nearest perks are, etc. And for Strongholds, it will also allow you to see inside them, so you can see where the different pods are that you need to take out, or if the different warlords are in them. Tombstone works different, so like I was saying before, if you buy this perk in game and you die, the next game you'll be able to start out with the loadout you died with. Now, perks are obtained in different ways. You can buy them from perk machines / Wonder Fizz, but the perks are very scattered around the map, since they're of course in different zones, so the Wonder Fizz will be better, but you can also get them just by looting from around the world, which is probably the ideal way, since the perks are so scattered on the map. It does seem like it's easy to find them from loot though. Conan Peter said he found about 4 or 5 just in a game session without actually going to the perk machines. And because the perk machines are going to be so scattered around the map, when you actually down, you will not lose your perks unless you fully bleed out, because it would just be too annoying having to find the perks again since it's on such a large map. You can also get perks from Schematics, which will allow you to then craft the perk in your game, or you can exfil with it to bring the perk into a future game. You can also be rewarded with one by completing objectives around the world and through side Easter eggs. For the field upgrades, we have Healing Aura, Energy Mine, Lightning Wings, Frost Blast, Aether Shroud, and Frenzied Guard. For the weapons, there's 100 weapons since all of the Modern Warfare 2 ones are transferring over, and we also have the Modern Warfare 3 weapons. The Wonder weapons, we have the Ray Gun, the Wunderwaffe DG2, which is apparently really overpowered and similar to the Vanguard version, and we have the Scorcher, which is the new Wonder weapon, which works on a recharge and has a second function that allows you to shoot the ground to launch you into the sky to redeploy, which I guess is a likely paralyzer from Buried. All weapons have a zombie mastery camo grind. All weapons can be pack-a-punched 3 times like I was saying before. Weapons seem to level up pretty good in the game. One YouTuber said they leveled up their weapon 15 times during their 45-minute game, but it was probably buffed just for their game session maybe, so it might not be accurate on launch since that'll be adjusted. For the alternative ammo types, we have Brain Rot, Cryo Freeze, Dead Wire, Napalm Burst, Shatter Blast, and we also have Shadow Vortex, which is a new one. It'll probably do some sort of portal, maybe similar to a Gersh device. For the score streaks, we have the Cluster Strike, Sentry Guns, Precision Strike, and Juggernaut. For the Powerups, we have Armor Vest, bonus points. Carpenter has been found in the files, but we're not sure if it's actually in the game, since there's no rebuildable barriers, and there's already an Armor Vest in the game, so it won't repair your armor like in Cold War Zombies, so this could just be left over in the files. Alternatively, it might repair your vehicles and do other effects, we're not sure. We have Fire Sale for mystery box spins, cheaper, and at every every location. We have double points, full power, insta-kill, max ammo, nuke, and a perk canister. For the enemies, for the regular zombies, we have tier 1, 2, and 3 difficulty, like I was saying before. Then we have lightly armored zombies and heavily armored zombies. For the special zombies, we have mimics, mega abominations, which also won't fit in some buildings, so it'll deploy gas crawlers to try and drown you out. There's also manglers, disciples, the Kranzi soldat, and also the Gormgan worm, like I was talking about before. We don't know if this is only fightable during the exfil or if there's another way to get it on the map. And we also have the Orcus. For the human enemies, we have mercenary specialists, warlords, and armored convoys. For the warlords, we have the chemist. We're not sure if this is the same one from DMZ, the maestro, and the rainmaker. It does seem like there aren't too many human AI on the map. It seems like there's only a few of them, and you also don't have to fight humans during your session. You can avoid them, and you can also train the humans and force them into a crowd of zombies, and they will start taking them out, so you can see a little fight ensue. These are the different reward schematics in the game. Like I said, you can craft them in your game, or you can bring them into a future game. To start off with them, we have Deadshot, Deadwire, Aether Crystal tiers T1 to 3. So Aether Crystals are back like in Cold War Zombies, but unlike Cold War Zombies, which the Aether Crystal tiers were permanent unlocks that you would do out of game in the menu, as you would get them just for doing rounds, objectives, and outbreak, etc. to level up your weapons, perks, field upgrades, alternative ammo types, etc. These crystals will be obtained during your game as loot or rewards, and you can then upgrade your perks, alternative ammo types, weapons, etc. in your game and attach them onto them. Now, we don't know what the upgrades are in this game. It seems like they're not all the same as the ones in Cold War Zombies, so the perk upgrades won't be the same as Cold War Zombies. And yeah, these are things you can just do in your game. I guess you can also exfil with your weapons if you attach the Aether crystals onto them, but yeah, this is not a permanent thing like Cold War Zombies. You can do out of game. You can just find these crystals and do it inside your actual game. You can also get schematics for Elemental Pop, Napalm Blast, Dogbone, a Golden Armor Plate, Brain Rot, Stamina Up, Shatter Blast, Cryo Freeze, Aether Tool with different rarities 1 to 3 to upgrade the weapon rarity of your weapon, since that's back in this game. Quick Revive, Tombstone, Death Perception, Ray Gun, weapon cases for I guess any weapon, a Classified Blood Runner, not sure what that is, PhD Flopper, Speed Caller, Juggernog, Deadshot Daiquiri, a Wonderwaff DG2, Elemental Pop, and the Plasma Gun. And there's probably more out there, but these are just all the ones we know. And again, we don't know what some of them are, like the Golden Armor or the Dogbone. And schematics also have rarities to them, going from green, blue, purple to yellow, just like the weapons also have rarities. So yeah, I guess the perks will also probably have green, blue, purple, and yellow rarity. You can get the Aether crystals, I guess, but maybe you can also get different perks from the schematics to upgrade your perks that way. But yeah, as we were saying before, we don't know exactly what all the perk upgrades are yet. Maybe Treyarch will release a blog post with everything before launch, or maybe they'll leave it to launch. I'd prefer if they leave it to launch for us to just figure out and not spoil all the surprises. Schematics can also be bought and crafted in the Zombies pre-game screen, so it seems like there's going to be some sort of schematic store where it'll explain how this process works. And yeah, this sounds really scary and might have pay-to-win elements, because we already know pay-for-advantage bundles are going to be coming to Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, so you're going to be able to spawn in with things like a ray gun, Juggernog, full armor, self-revives, etc. It does seem like the schematics will be on a cooldown though. We know that the ray gun can only be used once every 2 days on a 48-hour cooldown, so there is going to be some sort of time limit on them, but I do worry about pay-for-advantage things. I know obviously it's a PvE mode, there's no PvP, but people compete on the leaderboards and race for speed runs. Other features for the mode, you can play in first person or third person, which is going to be nice. Apparently third person is even better, especially because it's on such a large map. You can see your surroundings more. Perk locations are random each game. The Aether tool is back, like I said before. The Gersh device is back. Ammo mods are back. You will only lose your perks if you fully bleed out, like I said before. You can play solo or with a squad up to 3 pre-game, but solo is apparently extremely difficult, so most people probably won't be doing that, and there'll still be other squads in your game. Treyarch are apparently working on making solo more friendly post-launch though. I don't know how they'll do that, and it doesn't seem like it can play private match or anything like that. You can have as many posts as you want, like I said before. There is a large cannon somewhere in the world that decimates zombies. It seems like you actually have to craft this with a schematic. Weapon rarity is back, like I said before, green, blue, purple, yellow. Every drop is returning with the addition to full armor. All vehicles that appear in Warzone will be usable in Zombies. Vests, tacticals, lethals, etc. will be choosable in loadout options pre-game. You can do finishing moves in Zombies. Post-launch content will be very, very active. There will be new maps added post-launch as well. Round-based might make an appearance in Modern Warfare Zombies. Proper main Easter eggs will appear in post-launch content. Turret traps require keys to be found in the game. The intel system will be making a return for the storyline. There will be a sticker book for zombie challenges too. Stuff you can do in the game, so there's different contracts. One is the Aether extractors. Get assigned a random Aether extractor and disable it. We have Outlast. Get assigned a random location and must activate the PND and survive in a small area. Delivery cargo. Deliver cargo to a random location. Escort an ACV rover to a random location and protect it on its way. big bounty, eliminate a super boss that spawns into the map, defend, there are 3 waves each on a time limit, relic hunt, zombie control, and sabotage, which we don't know what they are. So yeah, most of them are just from Outbreak, but there's some new ones in there as well. Now for different points of interest, we have the convoy. Convoys are located randomly around the map, and if you clear them out, you'll be rewarded with essence schematics, other rewards, and other loot. We have encampments, which are the 3rd toughest infestations to clear out. They can be filled with zombies, humans, or both, which is crazy. I'm not a big fan of big human bosses on the map, especially in these encampments and strongholds, which I'll go on to in a sec. But for doing these, you can get more essence, better schematics. You can also get keys for strongholds, other rewards, and random loot. For strongholds, these are the 2nd toughest to clear out. They can be filled with zombies, humans, or both. Again, you will need to find a stronghold key to unlock these areas. Now, some of these strongholds are just zombies, of course, like the infested ones with the different pods. For rewards, you get even more essence, even better schematic keys for fortresses, other loot, and random loot. So basically, the 3rd tier of these encampments or strongholds are the fortresses, and these are the toughest infestation to clear out, and these are filled with either zombies, humans, or both. And it seems like you will have massive warlords in some of these fortresses, like I mentioned before. So you'll fight these warlords, and you'll need to find a fortress key to unlock these areas. Like I said, you get them from the strongholds, and yeah, these are going to be quite difficult, and it is annoying that there's big human bosses with guns in them. For rewards, you get the most essence from this, you get the best schematics and other rewards, and the best loot. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of these humans. I would like to fight big zombie bosses in them, which you can in some, but there's also a lot of human bosses in them too. We have the Aether nests, which are a different kind of infestation. You'll have to go in and destroy all nests inside a location. These will also be filled with zombies. For this, you get essence, schematics, and other loot. There are buy stations, which allow you to buy tons of things to upgrade your characters, from vests, backpacks, ammo, and other upgrades. You can also sell any loot that you find here for essence. Loot ranges from green, blue, purple, and yellow. And just like in Outbreak, there will be different loot boxes around the map. It seems like these are actually going to have dark ether crystals on them, but they're probably not going to work like Cold War Zombies, where you just open it and all of the items burst out in front of you. It's probably going to be like DMZ, where you have to cipher through all of the items, considering they have the new inventory system as well as the backpack system from Warzone/DMZ. It's exactly like that, and I don't like this, to be honest. I just like how Cold War Zombies was simple. You could easily mess around with your items, but I guess that doesn't really work for a DMZ Zombies experience because you're dealing with so many items. It's impossible for it to all just burst out like that. But just for simplicity's sakes, that would be a lot better. There's also purple orbs on the map like Outbreak, which are different trapped souls from the dark ether, and they can spawn in the world and will move around a couple times and will drop loot at the end of its journey, which is just essence. You just shoot it, just like in Cold War Zombies. In Outbreak, there are also jump pads on the map, just like in Outbreak, so you can jump on them, I guess spend points to jump, and then you can collect essence in the air. There's also Nexus, which we're not sure what that is. There's weapon stashes around the map where you can get weapons from. You can place weapons here to, I guess, save for future games. There's the Legacy points of interest, which we're not sure what they are. There's treasure hunts on the map as well, which will reward essence, schematics, rewards, and other loot. There are also world bosses, which, like I was saying before, this is the end game content, which will require a ton of people to take down. Right now, we just know about the Worm, the Gorgant. If you defeat this, though, you'll get tons of essence, very rare schematics, and other rewards, and the best loot, but it'll be right at the end of the game before you exfil, so this will mainly be for bringing into a future game. There will be other points of interest as well that we don't know about, and Strongholds will also have different tier difficulty. From 1 to 3, you'll get better rewards for the higher difficulty, obviously. For all of these, you'll also get perks, ammo upgrades, weapons, wonder weapons, etc. So for the main story missions, these are guided missions that bring you to brand new submaps that will guide you on a mission to further the zombie storyline. This is essentially a guided main Easter egg. There seems to be some sort of puzzle solving required still for these missions, and are said to be at least an hour long each. And yeah, like I said, this is something you're going to have to do after many games, so it's probably going to take 8 hours maybe to even complete all of these, or even longer, because right now we have a ton of missions. It's possible some of these may come post-launch as well, but yeah, this will be essentially the main quest before the proper Easter egg is added. So for Act 1, we have Firepower, Warbuy, Treasure Hunter, Direct Hunter, Gambler, Road Warrior, Sharpshooter, Intercept Convoy, Saboteur, 6G, Restock, Freezer Burn, Bomberman, It's a Trap, Merc, Stronghold, Blasted, Nest Wrecker, Hands Off, Bring 'em On, Raiders of the Lost Arms, Chapter 1, Search Ethereum Lab. For Act 2, we have Same Day Delivery, Reaper, Guardian Angel, Safecracker, Shocked, Ascension, Merc Cleanup, Essence of the Ether, Bounty Hunter, More Firepower, Heist, Mind Control, Frostbite, Exterminator, Shepherd. I don't know if this means Shepherd's going to show up in the story in the second act cutscene. Then for Act 3, we have Two-Factor Authentication, Paint the Target, Crash and Burn, Ghosted, Alternate, Current, Firestarter, Storm the Castle, Holdout, Spring Cleaning, Closing Time, Last Mission. So yeah, like I said before, some of these are going to take an hour, but just the main ones probably. Some of them are going to be quite quick, and it seems like they're going to work similar to DMZ. You could select them prior to starting the game. However, it's different to DMZ. When you've completed one, it'll just automatically move on to the next one. You can only do one at a time. You can't just apply 3 to do at a time like in DMZ. And yeah, after you've completed one, it'll immediately move on to the next one. And like I said, you're going to have to do these over many games. It's probably going to take 8+ hours to complete all of them and unlock all 3 cutscenes. And like I was saying before, several of these will actually take you to brand new areas that are not on the Urzikstan map, and they're specifically built for this quest. And there'll be different puzzles to solve on these areas, and you'll get cutscenes there. So there's 3 cutscenes to unlock, like I said before. I can't wait for the storyline to be told though. And this is cool, like, even though this isn't the main Easter egg, it's still basically a story quest, which I guess, you know, the Easter eggs have been becoming more like. And there's still going to be a main quest post-launch as well, which will be more like a traditional Zombies Easter egg. Now, for the side Easter eggs, there isn't a quote on how many side Easter eggs there's going to be, but there's apparently tons of them in the map. And apparently there's going to be one side Easter egg that will actually teleport you to Nacht Der Untoten, which I'm not sure if that is true, and I don't know if this means that Nacht Der Untoten might be coming as a map post-launch, as a round-based map. I mean, we could go to it on, of course, Forsaken, and it was on D Machine as well, and then it was never introduced to Cold War Zombies, but they have said that there's plans for potential round-based maps post-launch, and we know that the post-launch seasons are going to be based around classic past Call of Duties in celebration of 20 years of Call of Duty, the anniversary. And if they're going to be celebrating Zombies' history, then surely they need to bring back classic round-based maps, because how else could they celebrate Zombies' history without them? So yeah, it seems like Nacht Der Untoten might actually be back, and it means that other maps could also be back, such as Kingdom Der Toten and stuff like that. And like I said, I think there's a good chance that these could actually be returning as post-launch maps, because Treyarch have said there's plans for potential round-based post-launch, and I wouldn't be surprised if they just bring back some of the classic maps, so that there's at least something for round-based fans and to celebrate 20 years of Call of Duty. And then next year, we're of course getting COD 2024 Zombies, which is going to be Treyarch's big return to round-based. Maybe we're not going to get any unique round-based maps this year, but we might just get a few classic ones. I don't think we'll get many. It'll be similar to Vanguard, where we just got 2, Shinonuma and the Archon, which were kind of just smaller maps, you know, they weren't as grand. We're going to be getting the brand new round-based maps next year, but if they do bring back some classic maps like Nacht Der Untoten and maybe Kino and stuff like that this year, I just hope that they also bring them back next year, because now Call of Duty is using a unified engine. All games moving forward are booting from the Call of Duty HQ, so there's absolutely no reason that they can't just be transferring maps between the games. But if they are bringing round-based maps to Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, it will probably just be to test features for COD 2024 Zombies and gauge feedback ahead of that game. But yeah, this is huge news. I really do think so. But yeah, that's everything I wanted to say in this video. Like I said, a huge thank you to Zebra30 for compiling all of this information. And I think it's really good that we might be getting some round-based maps this year, so at least some fans have something to play if they don't enjoy the DMZ Zombies experience. Like I said, I don't think round-based, if it is in this game, is going to be anything crazy. It'll be more like Vanguard, where they're kind of just smaller maps, mostly probably remasters. There's probably not going to be many, and they'll just be kind of simple maps. After all, there's going to probably be 6 seasons of content, so they need Zombies content each season. So if they're going to be based on past Call of Duties, it makes sense to just bring back some classic maps as well. But there will be probably new maps added as well for DMZ Zombies. We know Rebirth Island and Fortune's Keep are coming early 2024, backed for Warzone, so I won't be surprised if they come from Modern Warfare 3 Zombies as well. So we might be getting Rebirth and also Fortune's Keep, and maybe some of the other Warzone maps added to Zombies in the future. In terms of other content that we're going to be getting post-launch, they'll be adding new Easter eggs, many new missions you can do as well. So there's going to be a lot to do, I do think so. But this game is kind of just a filler year whilst we're waiting for COD 2024 Zombies. That's going to be a huge return for round-based. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not ready for the latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.